taking off like a Boeing. If the volume spikes, then it's time to trade. Mighty 90 setting up, it's time to get paid. Dr. Chad on the mic, time to get focused. We don't need any indicator, hocus pocus. It's all about the price, just watch it move. Manage your risks so you don't lose. First hour of trading is all we need. Focus on the patience and forget about greed.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to today's day trading live stream. Today is July 30th. Happy Wednesday. Happy FOMC day. Got the S&P up 5, NASDAQ up 27, Russell up 9, Dow up 34. Gold is down 0.5%, silver is down 1.5%. Notes and bonds are both red, 10-year yield up 1%, oil up 0.5%. Natty gas down 3, all the grains a little bit red, euro and the pound a little bit red, and Bitcoin pretty flat, tiny green, a little above 118,000, and the VIX down 1%, 15.81 at the freeze. The goal today is hopefully get just maybe one, maybe possibly two trades in before FOMC. See what kind of price action we get. Definitely won't be in any trades after the first couple hours after the bell. Also plan to open the FOMC O2 ratio diagonal, aka the crean. That'll go on right after the bell. I posted in the 0DTE chat. Looks like it's going for about $8,500 in buying power per tranche, approximately. So size accordingly. What I'll do, my profit target that I have on my bot is 10%, and so I probably won't hold all of it till 10%, but so the idea will be to scale out of some of it at closer to 5%, and then hold some to see if we can squeeze some more out. Opening bell in about 1 minute and 15 seconds. And then we will be streaming live for the FOMC instead of our normally scheduled power hour. So we'll start about 15 minutes before the data release. 12:45 Central, 1:45 Eastern, 10:45 Moel's time. Morning, Abash. The question is, I mean, it looks like the doesn't appear like the Fed is going to do anything with rates, but we'll see. Maybe they surprise us with a little rate cut to appease the administration. Expected move in SPX today, 31.85, a couple points higher than it's been. Oops, I jumped the gun on my crane. Let's see if I can get it launched. It's trying to get filled. Filled at $69.55. Get that posted. It's a crowded trade. Trying to get in at the open. The weird ratio and all that stuff. Multiple expirations, ratios. JRPT hit $3 already. Mine's up about $2 already. S&P, NASDAQ coming down. Yeah, that's probably a good idea. I should have had 2 bots. But I'll just close partial when I get to a point. I'm up almost $3 now. Moel, what was your fill? Oh, Jay, you got in at 67.30. Great fill. It's about $2 less than me. You got a good fill too, Moel. Yeah, mine's over $3 now. If we can get a little 3 to 5 point bounce, that'll really start printing nicely. Here he goes. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and take off 3 of my 5. For over $3. Got filled at, what did I get filled at? 72.75. Love it. I love those quick creams. Cream coming in hot this morning. I'm gonna let the last 2 ride for a little bit. Let's see what's going on in the market. S&P, NASDAQ dipped and bounced. Circle is pushing up over 4%. Is it going to be one of those days for Mr. Circle? Meta dropping, Microsoft dropping, Nvidia strong. Palo Alto Networks is down 7.5%. No earnings. I don't know what's going on with it. Oh man, it sold off big yesterday too. Huh. Ticked a new all-time high and just collapsed. PANW is what I'm talking about. Circle, the biggest leader, up almost 6% now. I think it's firing up above yesterday's high already. Circle it's probably going to get a volume bar. And that's the only thing that SMH, the semiconductor ETF, looks like it may get a second big volume bar. Tesla made a nice push up all the way back down to unchanged. Google is dipping all around. Now it's popping back up. Hood acting strong. Bitcoin's just kind of chopping. I like to enter a second screen if I see like I continue to watch my I'll glance at my trade, and if the profit gets reduced significantly, then I would consider getting back in. I feel like going in here would be one of those situations where it could contract on you, but who knows. Circle pushed above yesterday's high, coming down. It's got a big volume bar. It's coming back down. Might take a volume runner in Circle here. Using the 2 DTE options, I'd go with the 195 calls in Circle. $195 calls in Circle. I'm going to go ahead and try to get in here. Right at yesterday's high. Oh, it popped up on me. No fill yet. Alright, filled at 465 in Circle. 195 calls. Upside volume runner right at yesterday's high. Goog pushing up to highs. Netflix strong. Oh, Sorry, Krish. Yes, I can. So I was wanting to check the what's it called? The FOMC what is that? CME FedWatch tool. That's the words I was looking for. Alright, so there is a 97% chance that we do nothing. So if old Jerome cuts by a quarter point, the market, I would think, would skyrocket, but Jerome he's never really done any surprises, so. Yeah, I mean, it probably would do the opposite of what I think. But I think it would go up. Circle's still pulling back. Did not hold above yesterday's high like I'd hoped. I'm using the, let me get this over here so you can see. I'm using the bottom of that big volume candle is my line in the sand, but I was really hoping it would hold above yesterday's high. PLTR strong. Meta is weak. Still green on the day, but Meta and Microsoft acting weak, Google acting strong. Yeah, the cream is crushing it for sure. Everybody's getting a piece of the cream today. I got in at 69.5. Mine's up to 73.60, so about $4. Circle is trying to hold here. Trying to bounce a little bit. You went in with a 20 bagger? Attaboy, Dick K. $28. That's a big boy. That's a big boy position. All right, circle is not bouncing yet. I'm going to go ahead and get my order ready to close in case it starts coming down. It's got to hold that 188 level. S&P back up through highs, NASDAQ even stronger. Tesla back in the green. Chip stocks are strong. AVGO, SMCI, ARM. Netflix through highs. Hood's dipped a couple times just under highs. Let's see if it can push through. Circle coming down. We've got about a little over 2 minutes left on this bar. I like to give it to the end of the bar, but if it starts getting flushy to the downside, I'm going to have to cut. S&P ticked through highs of day, coming back down into the range. Circle's being a jerk today. Circle's being a little jerk. Got about a minute left, but this thing's coming down almost to my point where I need to cut. NASDAQ and S&P kind of reversed. Got about 30 seconds. This is why it's so critical also to make sure you're position sizing correctly. 'Cause I never got so I don't want to lose more than $1,000 on a trade this morning, and so that's kind of my max loss that I want to be in. Of course, could be more if something really flushed through, but so kind of pushed through my line in the sand, but based on my position size, I can let it go because I wasn't to my max loss yet. It started to bounce up, so I'll give it one more little bit of time here. See if it wants to get back up, but if not, I'll be cutting. Hood through highs. I'm out. Filled at 275 in circle. Let's see, how's my crane doing? Still about the same, trading at about 73.20. About $4 above my entry. So most likely won't enter another crane. Core weave coming down. Pretty decent reversals here in the NASDAQ. NASDAQ ticked above pre-market highs. Quickly reversed. S&P never quite got to pre-market highs. What else? Do you guys see anything else interesting? Core weave is really looking weak. Core we've hit that high, all-time high of 187, has just been steadily trailing down almost every day, with a couple little bounces here and there. We do have, after the bell today, Meta, Microsoft, and Robinhood all announce. And Qualcomm. And Ford, and ARM. So lots of big earnings after the bell today. Well, I was hoping we'd get a quick one-and-done winner. Shut it down until FOMC, but instead, Circle gave us a one-and-done loser, possibly. I'll stay on here a little bit longer, see if anything develops. Core weave's still going down. Core weave might get a downside volume runner. Netflix, little dip, getting bought back up towards highs. Amazon ticked through highs and complete reversal back down to lows. Meta and Microsoft still weak. Tesla just choppy. Chip stocks still fairly strong, just kind of chopping below highs of day, except for SMCI is pushing up almost 5%. That thing, when SMCI is ready to go, that thing moves. Pushing up towards yesterday's high. MU through highs of day. HIMS is up 7.5%. Thing just took off like a rocket out of the open. S&P down, coming down to lows of the range, which is low of the first 5-minute bar. NASDAQ not quite down that low. VIX pushing up. Make sure everyone tags at Crane in the 0DTE chat today. Tell them good job for being a good boy. Especially you, Dick K. You owe Crane a beer. I know you will. Let's see, I'm up to 74.40 now, about $5 higher. I have my profit target at 10% on these, on the last remaining. So it goes up another $1 or so. I'll hit that. I mean, we haven't had too much range so far, Sonia, if that's what you're asking. However, I would not be selling premium pre-FOMC. You'll be taking all the risk with very little premium decay. It's not worth it. 1 p.m. where I'm at. 2 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. Central. I have my profit target on my bot at 10%, and then I closed part of it manually. Chad? Yeah, don't get suckered in by the wide strikes and the juiced premium, Sonia. You won't see any premium decay. So core, we did have a volume bar and it bounced and it's back down again. Yeah, I changed mine to a percentage because $3, I mean, that's what the kind of the original back test uses, but the price of those things is all over the board, so using a percentage I think just makes a lot more sense. I mean, sometimes you'll get in and it's like $3,000 of buying power for a tranche, and like today was about $8,500, so you know, just using $3 is kind of, it just depends on what you're paying for the trade, whether that makes sense. But so that's why I re-back tested it and changed it to 10%. And I took some off when it was at about $3 today, and then leaving my remaining on. Russell up towards highs of day. Bitcoin choppy. I mean, everything's pretty choppy as far as indices go. There are some stocks moving, but some up, some down, some chop. Banks starting to bounce. SMCI is still pushing. MU starting to push. On my Bollinger Band one lot MES trade. I have no idea. Let me see. Check my account history. I did pretty well. I mean, if I would have had any size, it would have been a nice trade. Let's see. So I got in at 64.23, out at 64.09. So yeah, 14, a little over 14 ES points. So I got out on the 28th at a little after 1 o'clock. So yeah, I think I hit the bottom. I got the bottom that day. Went a little bit lower the next day, but not much. I always like to do earnings trades at the end of the day, so I kind of know where price is going into it. You know, if you do it before there's a big move, you know, I mean, it can obviously work both ways depending on if you're doing a directional trade or whatever you're doing. But yeah, it just depends. Nobody knows what's going to happen. So your guess is as good as mine. NASDAQ and S&P near lows. Actually, NASDAQ had a little bit lower dip on that first bar, but pretty choppy. CoreWeave's now bouncing. Circle bounced a little bit. Yeah, I think I'm don't think I'm going to get in anything here, my friends. Got a couple of chip stocks moving. Google, full reversal back down through lows. It's just too choppy. Too choppy for my likings. If I see something, I will post in the Day Trades channel, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap the stream here. I've got 2 of my 5 creens left. I will post in the 0DTE trades when I close those. Those are currently up about $4.50. Once it gets up about 6.5 or 7, about 7, almost $7, it will hit that 10% profit. Otherwise, if you can join for FOMC. We'll jump on 15 minutes before the data release, so 12:45 Central, 1:45 Eastern. All right, all. Take care. Talk to you soon.